Okay, so for the leetCode challenge, I thought I'd do instead of two sum because it seems that everyone's first leetCode challenge is two sum, including mine as well. But I thought I'd do something a little bit different, so I chose validating a number. And my first thought was to do something like regex or regex, and yeah, I just wasn't too happy with how there's just too many conditionals I'm looking for, and I felt there should have been a better way at least to do it. So I started looking at more solutions and things, and I think the one I think it's this one over here. No, that's another good one. Well, so there's a very good use of regex, and another one over here, which we just went over, was this like they're all finding very simple solutions to something that seems to be very complicated. And I thought maybe if I can get something that's more or less something similar to this, so I started to think, well, how can we do this? So let's first go over the brief, I guess you could say, and essentially what it is just uh, was it? If you're given a string, return true if it is a valid number or false if it's not. So, for example, you get given a 0 in quotation marks, and the output should be true. With an E, it should be false, and with a full stop, it should be false as well. And there's things to look out for. You know, it will be a float or an integer, optional an E or an E followed by an integer. For example, this over here, and they give a bunch of examples as well, like the following should be valid numbers, which they all are, and well, the following are not valid numbers, and again, they are not valid numbers. And another thing to look out for, another thing to look out for, is positive and negative signs. So obviously, if you get two negatives and a negative and a positive, that shouldn't come out as true. Well, that should come out as true. I think this as well should also come out as true. So I started to think, well, how can we do this? And a very simple fact that I thought about was using math as the operand in the conditional in terms of using division. So, for example, a number divided by 1 will always equal itself if it is a number. Like, for example, a string can be multiplied, it can be concatenated with a plus sign, but a string divided by 1, it doesn't equal anything because it's not a number. And I think JavaScript does this thing where if you divide something by 1, it checks to see if the quotation marks are a number first before it performs the division. So yeah, so basically what I thought was just going if s divided by 1 equals s, then just return true, else return false, else return false. And you'll see it works. I think it passes 1,049 of them, or 1,050, 1,400. We do. Um, we're on C++. Yeah, it's been JavaScript. So let's do this again. If s divided 1 is equal to s, then just return true, and then else return false. And yeah, so like I said, it passes most of them, but there's 3 very specific test cases. So it passes 1,490 of them. The last 3 they don't pass, and this is infinity. So it's returning true, but it expects a false. But in JavaScript, infinity is actually a number. Same in math as well. So in the rules of JavaScript, it is technically true, but again, since it is a quotation mark with letters, it's the test expects to be false. But in the world of JavaScript and the world of mathematics, it will be true. So unfortunately, you have to check for these test cases, and I'm not happy with it because it messes up the runtime a little bit. But yeah, it is what it is. And let's go. S is strictly not equal to infinity. We just copy this. Control C. Boop. Boop. We just do a negative and a positive. And then we should pass all of them. Hopefully, if I did this correctly. And let's see. Yeah, passes it. But again, like I said, the runtime actually was pretty good this time. 98.58, and memory as well is pretty good. Last time I did it, I got a runtime of 73 milliseconds, and which only beats 39%. But yeah. So for this one, it seems like it ran a little bit quicker. So yeah, it's a very simple-ish solution to what seems to be a complex problem. But yeah, so it works. But yeah.